And a good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Arkansas Tech University for NCAA Super Regional softball action between the 15th ranked Mule Riders of Southern Arkansas and the 7th ranked Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. I'm Patrick Camerling, glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio as well as ArkansasTechSports.com. A berth in the NCAA College World Series is on the line today as we move into Game 2 here at the NCAA Central Super Regional. Arkansas Tech trails in the series one game as Southern Arkansas defeated the Golden Suns in yesterday's game 2-1 in 8 innings. If the Golden Suns win game 2, we will play the, if necessary, game 3 of the Super Regional, which would have an estimated start time of 3:30 p.m. here at Chartwells. If Southern Arkansas wins, that will end the tournament, and they will advance to the College World Series in Denver, Colorado next week. In order for the Golden Suns to win the Super Regional and advance, they must win game 2 and the, if necessary, game 3, which will be a back-to-back doubleheader today. A lot on the line here today for both teams. We're announcing the starting lineups today. Arkansas Tech is on the visiting side of the scoreboard. They'll be in the first base dugout. Southern Arkansas, after a game 1 win yesterday, is going to be in the third base home dugout and the home team on the board. We'll announce the pitchers, and then we'll come back after the national anthem. First for Arkansas Tech is Jalissa Gum in the circle yesterday after pitching all 8 innings for Arkansas Tech. She has a 0.61 ERA, a 22-3 record after only picking up her 3rd loss yesterday. This will be her 30th appearance today and her 28th start of the season. It's time for the national anthem here at Chartwells. We'll pause while they do that here, and we'll be back with the starting lineups for Arkansas Tech. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. And welcome back to Chartwells Women's Sports Complex here at Arkansas Tech University. NCAA Central Super Regional softball action, game 2 between the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns and the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Arkansas Tech, the visiting team on the scoreboard, will lead it off here in the top of the first inning. 1-2-3 batters due up. Arkansas Tech 49-10 after losing yesterday, trying to get that 50th win today and play another, if necessary, game 3 in this tournament. Alex Ettinger will lead it off for the Golden Suns, playing third base today, followed by Gabby Vasquez at second. Jalissa Gum going to be in the circle. Cambery Hill in center field batting fourth. Batting fifth, Destiny Crumpley, going to be the designated player today. Janie Knowles is going to be behind the plate, batting sixth. Ashley Savage is going to bat seventh and play left field. Ashley Anderson going to play right field, bat eighth. Sarah Coronado is going to play shortstop and bat ninth. And Megan Goodnight is going to play first base today. Beautiful day here at Chartwells. Great crowd on hand for game 2, like we said. If you're just joining us and have a free little bit this afternoon, be sure to get out here and enjoy some NCAA softball.
Leading off the top of the first inning for Arkansas Tech, the third baseman, number 11, Alex Ettinger.
And as you just heard our PA announcer, Tom Camerling, say Alex Ettinger, the third baseman, is going to lead it off here in the top of the first inning for the Golden Suns. The sophomore batting .386 on the season. leads the team in batting average. Let's see if she can get things going. First pitch is going to be outside. In the circle for Southern Arkansas's Kaylee Garner, a junior right-handed pitcher. An ERA of 1.97, a record of 23-3. Be her 29th appearance and 28th start. Pitch from Garner is going to be outside for ball 2. Going to make the count 2-0 here in the top of the first. This is Alex Ettinger's 216th at-bat of the season, and also her 59th start. The 2-0 pitch from Garner. Going to be low and outside again for ball 3. Going to make the count 3-0 for Ettinger. Count now for Ettinger. Ettinger steps in. Garner gets the sign. The 3-0 pitch going to be high for ball 4, and Alex Ettinger is going to move on down to first base, and the Golden Suns have a runner on with no outs here in the top of the first inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Gabby Vasquez, the freshman. 258 batting average on the season. This is going to be her 51st start and her 129th at-bat of the season. First pitch from Garner. In there for strike 1. Count 0-1 for Vasquez. Vasquez responsible for 12 RBIs this season. The 0-1 pitch. Vasquez shows bunt, pulls back, but they're going to say it's in there. That's going to be strike 2 of the count. Alex Ettinger on first base here in the top of the first for the Golden Suns after being walked in her at-bat. Garner steps back in the circle. The 0-2 pitch to Vasquez. The outside for ball 1, going to make the count 1-2. First and third baseman for Southern Arkansas playing a little in after Vasquez shows bunt. And the 1-2 pitch to Vasquez. Going to be outside for ball 2. The count moves it to 2-2. Two-two count now for Vasquez. The pitch from Garner. Check swing. They're going to say she pulled back in time. Going to move the count to full at 3-2. No outs on the board here in the top of the first inning. Arkansas Tech, if you're just joining us, the visiting team on the scoreboard today. Alex Ettinger on first for the Golden Suns. Garner gets the sign. The 3-2 pitch to Vasquez. Will be popped up over the home stands here at Chartwells. Going to keep the count at 3-2. After yesterday's win, Southern Arkansas got their 50th win on the season, moves to 50-9 on the season. Both of these Great American Conference teams representing well here in NCAA postseason play. The 3-2 pitch to Vasquez, swung on and missed. And there's going to be one away here in the top of the first inning for the Golden Suns. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Jalissa Gum, the junior right-handed batter. Batting .371 on the season, a team high. Be her 56th start of the season, also her 176th at-bat. With runners on, Jalissa's batting .394 on the season. First pitch, the outside for ball 1. Infield lineup for Southern Arkansas: Tyler Casada behind the plate, Chelsea Jordan at third, Summer Ehrig at shortstop, Kaylor Gwynn at second, and Darian Harris at first. Second pitch to Jalissa is going to be fouled off behind home plate. Going to make the count 1-1. For Southern Arkansas, Brooke Goes playing left field, Liz Hudgens in center, and Ashton Atwell in right field. Jalissa steps in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Garner. Going to be popped up to the shortstop, Ehrig. She's going to make the catch. Alex Ettinger is threatening to run, got back to first base in time. There's 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Going to bring up the senior Cambry Hill and center fielder. Batting .300 even on the season. 56 start, 151st at bat. The first pitch from Garner to Hill. The outside for ball 1 makes the count 1-0. Hill has Alex Ettinger on first base. Alex was walked in her first at bat here. The 1-0 pitch to Hill. Hill thought about it. She's going to pull back on the low pitch outside. It's going to make the count 2-0. Wind starting to pick up here at Chartwells, but nonetheless a beautiful day. Weather cleared out after the storms last night. Our grounds crew did a great job this morning cleaning up the field in great condition. 2-0 pitch to Hill. It's going to pop her off the knee. She's going to move down to first base. Ettinger to second, and the Golden Suns have 2 on here in the top of the first inning with 2 outs. It's going to bring up the designated player, Destiny Crumpley, freshman batting .319 on the season. But before that, Southern Arkansas pitching coach is going to go out to the circle and have a word with her pitcher, Kaylee Garner. Glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio. I'm Patrick Camerling, if you're just joining us. Also, for those of you listening on the live stream or on our internet feed on ArkansasTechSports.com, glad to have you here with us. The meeting in the circle's over, and that's going to bring up Destiny Crumpley. Be Destiny's 167th at bat. With runners on, Destiny's batting .387 on the season, but with 2 outs, batting .309. First pitch to Crumpley. The outside for ball 1, and make the count 1-0. Cambry Hill sits on first base. Alex Ettinger in scoring position at second. Golden Suns trying to get something going here early. The 1-0 pitch. Say it was high and inside. Going to make the count 2-0 for Crumpley. 2 outs on the board here in the top of the first inning. Arkansas Tech, visiting team on the scoreboard. The 2-0 pitch to Crumpley. In there for strike 1 of the count, going to make it 2-1. Crumpley will step in awaiting the 2-1 pitch from Garner. Garner gets the sign, the 2-1 pitch. Just outside on the right side of the plate. That's going to move the count to 3-1. Outfielder Southern Arkansas playing deep. The wind's pushing straight in at home plate from center field. 3-1 pitch from Garner. In there for strike 2. Destiny thought it was a ball. And she's going to stay at the plate, and the count's going to move to 3-2. Three-two count now for Crumpley. Cambry Hill on first, Alex Ettinger on second. The pitch inside for ball 4. And the Golden Suns are going to load the bases here in the top of the first inning. With 2 outs on the board, it's going to bring up Janie Knowles, the catcher. Sophomore batting .295 on the season. It's going to be her 56th start and also her 157th at bat of the season. With runners on, she's batting .280 on the season. 2 outs, batting .271. Ashley Savage steps in the on-deck circle. The first pitch to Knowles. Going to be low and inside for ball 1 of the count. It's going to make the count 1-0. The 1-0 count. Second pitch in there for strike 1. Going to make the count 1-1. Bases loaded here for the Golden Suns in the top of the first inning. 2 outs on the board. The 1-1 pitch to Knowles. It's going to be chopped foul, but it's going to come back fair. The throw from the second baseman over the first baseman. Darren Harris is going to retire the Golden Suns here in the top of the first. We'll move to the bottom of the first. Southern Arkansas due up. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. And welcome back to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex at Arkansas Tech University. Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional between Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Tech. I'm Patrick Camerling. If you're just joining us, glad to have you here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. 1-2-3 hitters due up for Southern Arkansas. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Liz Hudgens, the center fielder, is going to lead it off. Senior batting .328. In the circle, though, for Arkansas Tech, Jalissa Gum, right-handed pitcher, junior. 0.61 ERA, one of the lowest in all of NCAA softball this season in Division I, II, and III. She's got a 22-3 record after getting only her 3rd loss of the season in yesterday's Game 1 loss. Hudgens will step in, be her 59th start, 184th at-bat. She's responsible for 33 RBIs and also 35 runs this season. First pitch coming from Gum. Swung on and missed. And makes the count 0-1 on Hudgens. The 0-1 pitch from Gum to Hudgens. It'll be high and inside for ball 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1. Behind the plate for the Golden Suns, Janie Knowles. Third base, Alex Hettinger. At shortstop, Sarah Coronado. Second base, Gabby Vasquez, and at first, Megan Goodnight. The 1-1 pitch from Gum's going to be fouled off into the net right in front of our broadcast booth here. Going to make the count 1-2. Ashley Savage is in left field for the Golden Suns. Cambry Hill in center, and Ashley Anderson in right field. The 1-2 pitch to Hudgens. Going to be hit to center field. Cambry Hill's coming up to make the catch. He's going to do it. And there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Taylor Gwynn, senior, batting .330 on the season. 57th start for Gwynn, 186th at-bat. She's responsible for 32 runs and also 26 RBIs. First pitch from Gum's going to be fouled left fielder. Off, batting .231 on the season. Be her 51st start of the season. She awaits the first pitch. First pitch from Garner is going to be low for ball 1. No. Savage steps in. Garner gets the sign. 1-0 pitch from Garner. Going to be low and inside. For ball 2, the count going to make it 2-0. Ashley Savage responsible for 29 runs this season, 34 hits, and 31 RBIs. Trying to get things going here in the top of the second for the Golden Suns. Still tied up at 0. Third pitch from Garner is going to be inside and low for ball 3, going to make the count 3-0 for Ashley. Leading off, Ashley Savage is batting .250 on the season. 3-0 pitch from Garner. In there for strike one. It's going to make the count 3-1. No outs on the board here. Top of the second inning. Ashley Savage leading it off here with a 3-1 count. The 3-1 pitch to Savage going to be swung on and missed. Going to move the count to full at 3-2. Ashley Anderson, the right fielder, awaits in the on-deck circle for the Golden Suns. Savage steps in. Garner gets the sign, the 3-2 pitch. Hard hit ball in the Southern Arkansas dugout. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. Savage steps in. Garner gets the sign. The 3-2 pitch to Savage. Inside at her knees, they're going to say it was a ball 4, and Ashley Savage is going to move down to first base. For the second straight inning, the leadoff hitter has got on base for the Golden Suns. It's going to bring up the right fielder, number 1, Ashley Anderson. Sophomore batting .262, stepped in here later in the season in a starting role over there in right field for the Golden Suns to be her 29th start, 48th appearance. She's going to show bunt on the first pitch, going to pull back for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0 with 1 on and no outs here in the top of the second inning. Anderson's 65th at-bat. She's responsible for 4 RBIs this season. Going to show bunt again. Pulled back, but it's going to say it was in there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1. And Anderson will step in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Garner. Garner gets the sign. The pitch. Ashley shows bunt once again. Say it was outside as she pulls back. Going to make the count 2-1. Golden Suns trying to be aggressive here to start off the second inning, get some runs on the board. Anderson steps in. The 2-1 pitch from Garner. Anderson's going to lay down a bunt. They're going to say it was foul. I'm not sure on the ruling here, but Anderson is going to be called out after the bunt. I think they're going to say she was out of the batter's box when it was laid down. Try and get an official ruling here in just a second. Arkansas Tech coaching staff is discussing the call with the home plate umpire as we speak. Both coaches will go back to first and third base. Ashley Anderson's going to be called out. Ashley Savage is going to move back to first base, and there's going to be 1 away here in the top of the second inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Sarah Coronado, the freshman, batting .314 on the season, 58th start. Also her 176th at-bat. The first pitch to Coronado going to be in there for strike 1. To make the count 0-1 here for Sarah. Ashley Savage on first base, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Garner gets the sign, the 0-1 pitch to Coronado. Going to be low for ball 1 of the count, going to make it 1-1. Coronado step back in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Garner. And in there for strike 2 of the count, going to make it 1-2 now with 1 out. In the top of the second inning here. If you're just joining us, Arkansas Tech, the visiting team on the scoreboard today. Coronado steps in, awaiting the 1-2 pitch. Be high for ball 2 of the count. Gonna move it to 2-2 now. 1 out. Ashley Savage on first base for the Golden Suns. Coronado trying to advance Ashley Savage here. 2-2 pitch to Coronado, going to be popped up over the pitcher's head, going to drop down. Ashley Savage and Coronado are both going to be safe. It's going to be a base hit there for Sarah Coronado. And the Golden Suns have 2 on here in the top of the second inning.
Back from the top of the order for Arkansas Tech, the third baseman, number 11.
It's going to be Sarah Coronado's 56th hit of the season. And that's going to bring up Alex Ettinger as we move back to the top of the lineup here for the Golden Suns. And Alex's last at-bat, she was walked. Batting .386 on the season with runners on, batting .346. The first pitch to Ettinger is going to be in there for strike one, going to make it 0-1. Gabby Vasquez awaits in the on-deck circle for the Golden Suns. Ettinger steps in, the 0-1 pitch from Garner. The outside for ball, 1 of the count. Make the count 1-1 now with 1 out, 2 on here for the Golden Suns. Wind starting to pick up here at Chartwells, pushing towards right field. The 1-1 pitch from Garner. Low and outside for ball 2, going to make the count 2-1 for Ettinger. Ettinger steps in. The 2-1 pitch from Garner. I'm going to say it's in there for strike 2. Going to move things to 2-2 now. Golden Suns trying to get some runs on the board as they trail in the Super Regional Series 1-0. Got to win this game to play the, if necessary, Game 3. The 2-2 pitch will be chopped foul down the third baseline. Going to keep the count at 2-2. One out here in the top of the second inning. Ashley Savage on second base. Sarah Coronado on first for the Golden Suns. The 2-2 pitch to Ettinger. Going to be swung on and missed. And there's going to be 2 away here in the top of the second inning. It's going to be Kaylee Garner's second strikeout of the day, her 169th of the season. It's going to bring up Gabby Vasquez, the second baseman freshman, batting .258 on the season. Her last appearance she struck out. Trying to advance the runners here. First pitch to Vasquez is going to be outside for ball 1. Count now for Vasquez. She has 2 on, 2 outs. Jalissa Gum awaits in the on-deck circle. The pitch from Garner. In there for strike 1, going to make the count a 1-1 now. Vasquez steps in. Garner gets the sign, the 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. The count now moves to 1-2 with 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the second inning for the Golden Suns. One-two count now on Vasquez. Garner gets the sign. Pitch coming. Going to be popped up over the press box. Going to keep the count at 1-2. Another souvenir ball there for a lucky fan. Vasquez steps in. 1-2 pitch once again. Gonna get her looking, gonna be called strike 3. And that's gonna do it here for the Golden Suns in the top of the second. Southern Arkansas due up here in the bottom of the second, still scoreless. You're listening to Golden Suns softball. And welcome back to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex here at Arkansas Tech University for Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. Patrick Camerling, glad to have you here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here for Southern Arkansas in the bottom of the second inning. Right fielder Ashton Atwell is going to lead it off. Ashton Atwell yesterday had a big solo home run in the second inning for Southern Arkansas to give them an early 1-0 lead and then drove in the RBI. First pitch is going to be hit to center field. Cambry Hill is going to be under it to get the first out here in the bottom of the second. And with one pitch, there's one out. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Casada, the junior. Batting .301, going to be her 59th start of the season, also her 164th at-bat. First pitch coming from Gump. In there for strike one. Casada steps in awaiting the 0-1 pitch. Pitch from Gump. Just outside for ball one of the count. Going to make it 1-1 now. One out on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. We're still scoreless. A 1-1 pitch from Gump. Going to be a fly ball to right field. Ashley Anderson's running up. Going to make the catch, and there's two away here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Chelsea Jordan, the senior, batting .268, 59th start of the season, also her 169th at-bat. She'll step in with two outs. The first pitch from Gump will be outside to the right side of the plate for ball one. Gum gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch to Jordan. In there for strike one. Make the count 1-1 now for Chelsea Jordan. Two outs on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-1 pitch to Jordan from Gum. Say it was low and outside for ball two. It's the count 2-1 now. Gum gets the sign, the 2-1 pitch. In there for strike two. The count's going to move to 2-2. Summer Eric, the shortstop, awaits on deck for the Mule Riders. 2-2 count now. Gum gets the sign, two outs here in the bottom of the second. The pitch going to be hit right at Gabby Vasquez. She's going to make the catch. That's going to do it here in the bottom of the second inning for Southern Arkansas. We move to the top of the third inning. The Golden Suns trying to get some runs on the board. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the third inning here at Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Still scoreless here between Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas. Glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerling. Beautiful day here at Chartwells. Great crowd on hand enjoying some NCAA Super Regional softball action. After the storms last night, the weather cleared up nicely. Grounds crew did a great job of getting the field in shape for today's game. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here for Arkansas Tech. The pitcher Jalissa Gum's going to lead it off. The junior batting .371 on the season. Her last at bat, she flew out to the shortstop, Summer Eric. Trying to get things going here in the top of the third for the Golden Suns. She'll step in awaiting the first pitch from Garner. First pitch from Garner is going to be low and inside for ball one of the count. Going to make it 1-0. Garner gets the sign. Gum steps in the 1-0 pitch. Inside once again, going to make the count 2-0 now. No outs on the board, still scoreless here in the top of the third inning. Chance to go to the NCAA College World Series on the line here for both teams. Arkansas Tech has to win this game to force a game 3 if necessary. The 2-0 pitch. Say it was in there for strike one. It's going to make the count 2-1 now for Gum. The 2-1 pitch to Gum. In there for strike two. Count's going to move to 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch now to Gum. Chopper to second base, over to Darian Harris at first. And then they're going to retire Jalissa Gum here in the top of the third. One away now. It's going to bring up the senior center fielder, Cambry Hill. Batting .300 on the season. Cambry, a big reason why the Golden Suns are in the Super Regional after a bottom of the 11th inning walk-off home run versus Minnesota State, and also a big home run in the second game. Her first pitch is going to be a base hit to left field. One pitch, one hit, and Cambry Hill's on first base for the Golden Suns. With one out now and one on, Destiny Crumpley, the designated player, will step in. The freshman batting .319, has been a big bat in the lineup this year for the Golden Suns. Her last at-bat today, she walked. With runners on, she's batting .387 on the season. Cambry Hill threatens to go. The first pitch is going to be inside for ball one, going to make the count 1-0. Garner gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch coming to Crumpley. I'm going to say it's inside for ball, or strike one rather, the count. Makes a 1-1 count for Crumpley. One pushing straight into home plate from center field here at Chartwells. The 1-1 pitch, Cambry Hill goes. It's going to be a high fly ball into left field foul territory. Chelsea Jordan goes over trying to make the catch, lost it in the sun. It's going to drop. It's going to make the count 1-2 here for Destiny Crumpley. One-two count now for Crumpley. Cambry Hill on first base. One out on the board here in the top of the third inning. We're still scoreless. Pitch. Swung on and missed. That's going to do it for Destiny Crumpley, and there's two away here in the top of the third inning. It's going to bring up the catcher, Janie Knowles. Sophomore batting .295 on the season. She'll step in with 2 outs and a runner in Cambry Hill on first base. With 2 outs, she's batting .265 on the season with runners on, batting .276. Cambry Hill goes. The throw from Quesada is not going to be in time. Cambry Hill is going to be safe at second with her 13th stolen base of the season. Golden Suns have a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs in the top of the third. And the 0-1 pitch coming to Knowles. Going to be high for ball one of the count. Going to make it 1-1 now. Knowles steps back in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. We popped up foul into the net right in front of our broadcast booth here at Chartwells. It's going to move the count to 1-2 now. One-two count now for Knowles. 2 outs. Cambry Hill on second base in scoring position for the Suns. Garner gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. It'll be a hard hit ball to left field. It's going back. It's going to be foul. That ball was trouble if it was just a few more feet to the right. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Knowles steps back in, awaits the 1-2 pitch once again. It'll be popped up foul again over the press box. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Battle going on here between Kaylee Garner and Janie Knowles. Top of the third inning, still scoreless with 2 outs. Cambry Hill on second base for the Suns. Trying for a little 2-out magic. The 1-2 pitch to Knowles. Gonna say it was inside for ball 2. Gonna move the count to 2-2. Good eye there by Janie. Good patience at the plate. Garner gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch coming to Knowles. Reaches out for it. Gonna pop it up behind home plate. Gonna bounce off the net. Tyler Casada was going over to try and make the catch. Just a little bit too high. Hit the net first. Going to keep the count at 2-2. Two-two count for Janie Knowles. Cambry Hill on second. Top of the third inning. The pitch. Hard hit ball to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to send Cambry Hill. There's going to be a play at the plate. She's going to be safe. And the Golden Suns have taken a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. After a RBI single from Janie Knowles. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Ashley Savage. The junior batting .231 on the season. First pitch to Savage. A hard hit ball into the parking lot. Gonna make the count 0-1. Ashley really got a hold of that. She needs to line it out. 2 outs on the board. Janie Knowles on first after an RBI single. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch to Savage gonna be in the dirt. Ball gets away from Casada. Janie Knowles goes. She's gonna be safe at second. The Golden Suns have Janie Knowles in scoring position here in the top of the third inning with a 1-0 lead and 2 outs on the board. One count now for Ashley Savage. She has Janie Knowles on second. 2 outs on the board here in the top of the third. Garner gets the sign, the pitch. Be fouled off, got over the net, and keeping us alert down here in the broadcast area for the media. Rarely happens, but it does happen sometimes. Got to look alive down here. A 1-2 pitch now to Ashley Savage. Going to be high for ball 2, the count. It's going to make the count 2-2. Two count now for Ashley Savage. Just Janie Knowles on second. 2 outs. The pitch. Gonna be chopped to Chelsea Jordan at third, over to Darian Harris at first, and that's going to do it for Arkansas Tech in the top of the third, but not before Janie Knowles hits an RBI single to bring in Cambry Hill and give the Golden Suns a 1-0 lead. We move to the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. Bottom of the third inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex in Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional between Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas. Southern Arkansas due up 9-1 and 2 hitters. Summer Eric, the shortstop, senior, is going to lead it off here. If you're just joining us, Arkansas Tech took a 1-0 lead in the top of the third after a RBI single from Janie Knowles to bring in Cambry Hill from second base. Arkansas Tech's got to win this game, too, to keep the series going and force the, if necessary, Game 3 and an approximate start at 3:30 today. Thank you for joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerling. Glad to have you here with us for a beautiful day here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Great crowd on hand. More slowly filing in as the game goes on. If you got some time, you're in the Russellville area, be sure to make it out.
Bottom of the third inning, leading off for Southern Arkansas, shortstop number 20, Summer Eric.
Like I said, Summer Eric's going to step in. Leading off, she's batting .333 on the season. And the first pitch from Gum. Going to be outside and high for ball 1. Eric, a right-handed batter. A 1-0 count with no outs, trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. A 1-0 pitch from Gum. Be fouled off towards the band facility here at Chartwells. Gonna move the count to 1-1. The 1-1 count now. Gonna be outside for ball 2. Gonna move it to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is gonna be fouled off into the net. It's gonna make the count 2-2. No outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Southern Arkansas trailing to Arkansas Tech 1-0. A 2-2 pitch from Gum. Be high and outside for ball 3. Going to move the count to full at 3-2. Three-two pitch from Gum's going to be hit to center field. Cambry Hill's going to go back to the warning track, make the catch. And there's one away here in the bottom of the third inning.
Back to the top of the order for Southern Arkansas, the center fielder number 14, Liz Hudgens.
It's going to bring up Liz Hudgens as we move back to the top of the lineup here for Southern Arkansas, the senior center fielder, batting .328 on the season. Last at bat, she flew out to Cambry Hill in center. She'll step in with 1 out. And the first pitch from Gum. Be low and inside for ball 1, going to make the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Gum. 2-0 count now. Third pitch from Gum's going to be inside for ball one, or strike one rather. It's going to make the count 2-1. 2-1 count now on Liz Hudgens. 1 out. 2-1 pitch. We chopped off foul right in front of our broadcast booth. Going to make the count 2-2 now. Two count now. 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. 2-2 pitch from Gum. Say it was just outside for ball 3 of the count. Going to move it to full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch from Gum. Be hit to left field. Ashley Savage is running up. It's going to drop, though, and that's going to be a base hit for Liz Hudgens. Her 61st hit of the season. And the Mule Riders with 1 out have Liz Hudgens on first base. It's going to bring up Taylor Gwynn, second baseman, senior, batting .330 on the season. Your 187th at-bat. Step in with 1 out and a runner on first. First pitch from Gum. Chopped foul behind home plate. It's going to make the count 0-1. A 1 pitch now to Gwynn. She thought about it, going to pull back. Ball's going to be high and outside for ball 1 of the count. Going to move it to 1-1. One pitch now to Gwynn. So it was on the outside part of the plate for ball 2. Going to move the count to 2-1. Runner on first base for the Mule Riders. The 2-1 pitch coming from Gum. Swung on and missed. It's going to make the count 2-2 now. Runner thought about going, and Liz Hudgens down at first base. 1 out. Jalissa Gum trying to get her second strikeout of the day. Janie Knowles is going to call time, go talk it over with her pitcher, Jalissa Gum. Arkansas Tech holding a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. After an RBI single from Janie Knowles in the top of the third. Brought in Cambry Hill from second base. Scored the first run of the day here. Meeting's over. The Gum, 2-2 pitch. Gonna be chopped off Janie Knowles' mask. Time will be called to make sure she's okay. It's a hard hit ball. Just joining us here on River Valley Radio. Beautiful day here for Game 2, NCAA Super Central Regional. Glad to have you here with us. I'm Patrick Camerly. The trainer just checked out Janie Knowles after a hard hit ball off her mask. They're going to say she's okay. We'll get back to the action here. 2-2 count now. Taylor Gwynn. She's got a runner on first base. The pitch going to be outside for ball 3. Going to move the count to 3-2. With 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the third inning. 3-2 pitch going to be low and outside for ball 4. Taylor Gwynn's going to move down to first base. Liz Hudgens over to second. And there's 2 on. With 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Going to bring up Brooke Goad, the left fielder. Sophomore batting .360 on the season. will step in with 1 out and 2 on. The first pitch from Gum to Goat. And the high for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. Wynn pushing out to right field here at Chartwells right now, picking up throughout the game. A 1-0 pitch from Gum. Say that was just outside for ball 2. And move the count to 2-0 for Brooke Goat. Two 2-0 pitch to Goat. It'll be high for ball 3. That's going to be a 3-0 count now. Goat's last appearance, she singled to right field. With runners on, she's batting .352 on the season. The 3-0 pitch. The outside for ball 4, and the bases are going to be loaded here for Southern Arkansas in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 1 out. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Darian Harris, senior, batting .401, a team high. She'll step in with 1 out, trailing 1-0, but with the bases loaded here for the first time for Southern Arkansas today. Trying to drive in these runs. Get back in this ball game. Maddie Dow is on the on-deck circle. And the first pitch from Gum. Going to be just outside for ball 1, left side of the plate. Makes the count 1-0, 1 out. 1-0 pitch from Gum. Harris thought about going. They're going to say she pulled back in time, though, and the count's going to be 2-0. Time's going to be called. Coach McSweeney's going to come out and talk to her infield about the situation going on. Arkansas Tech has a 1-0 lead here, trying to win game 2 in the NCAA Central Super Regional to force the, if necessary, game 3 after they have tied up the series to be the tiebreaker. Southern Arkansas won game 1 yesterday 2-1 in 8 innings. Take a 1-0 lead in the series. If they were to win game 2, the series would be over and they'd advance to the College World Series for the first time in their program's history. Which will be held in Denver, Colorado next week for the Spring Sports Classic. The meeting in the circle's over, and Harris will step back in awaiting the 2-0 pitch. She's got the bases loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch from Gum. In there for strike 1. It's going to make the count 2-1. Gum gets the sign, the 2-1 pitch to come. Hard hit ball to right field. It's going to be out of play. Harris got a hold of it, just couldn't line it out. It's going to make the count 2-2. 1 out on the board. Bases loaded here for the Mule Riders. The 2-2 pitch. Going to be popped up behind home plate. Janie Knowles is going to try and come back to the net. Going to make the, had the ball in her glove, going to fall out. That was a hard play nonetheless. She was right on the net and it just had her hand on the net. Had to reach her glove out behind her to make the catch. Just popped out. Nonetheless, the count will stay at 2-2. And the pitch to come from Gum. It popped up once again on top of the press box here. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. One out on the board here. Bases loaded for Southern Arkansas. Darian Harris steps in awaiting another 2-2 pitch. Here's the pitch from Gum. Hard hit ball once again out of play down the right field line. And the count will stay at 2-2. A battle going on here between Darian Harris and Jalissa Gum. A base hit for the Mule Riders would score 1, if not 2 runs, as the bases are loaded. Harris steps back in, awaiting another 2-2 pitch. Say it's outside for ball 3. The count's going to move to full at 3-2. One out on the board here in the bottom of the third inning. The 3-2 pitch from Gum to Harris. Going to be popped up to shallow center field. Gabby Vasquez is going to go back. Runner's not going to tag. She's going to get it in time. The runners are going to hold, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Great job by Gabby Vasquez at second to call off Cambry Hill as she was there in time and to make the acrobatic catch. It's going to bring up Maddie Dow, the designated player for the Mule Riders. Junior batting .329 on the season. Her last at bat, she flew out to Ashley Savage in left field. Excuse me, Ashley Anderson in right field. First pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Going to make the count 0-1 here. 2 outs, bases loaded here for Southern Arkansas, trailing 1-0. As Arkansas Tech took a 1-0 lead in the top of the third. The 0-1 pitch from Gum. We're going to say it was a little inside. Going to make the count 1-1. Gum gets the sign, the 1-1 pitch. They're going to say it was outside this time and make the count 2-1. Maddie Dow with the plate for the Mule Riders. 2 outs on the board, bases loaded. The 2-1 pitch. Going to be popped up to center field. Cambry Hill's going to call off Ashley Anderson. She's going to make the catch, and the Golden Suns are going to get out of the bases loaded jam here in the bottom of the third inning. We're going to move to the top of the fourth inning. Your Golden Suns leading 1-0. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the fourth inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Game 2, the NCAA Central Super Regional. Arkansas Tech with a 1-0 lead here as we go into the top of the fourth. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Golden Suns. Ashley Anderson, the right fielder sophomore, is going to lead it off, batting .262 on the season. Her last at bat, she grounded out. Trying to add to this lead here for the Golden Suns. Anderson steps in, awaiting the first pitch from Kaylee Garner. First pitch going to be outside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. If you're just joining us, glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio. Also ArkansasTechSports.com. Anderson steps back in, the 1-0 pitch. Thought about it, pulls back. Nonetheless in there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Garner. Going to be outside for ball 2 of the count. Going to make the count 2-1 on Ashley Anderson. No outs on the board here, top of the fourth inning. Golden Suns leading 1-0. 2-1 pitch. popped up foul into the net behind home plate. Gonna move the count to 2-2. The 2-2 pitch coming from Garner. Fouled off behind home plate once again into the net. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. No outs on the board here, top of the 4th inning. Ashley Anderson will step in awaiting another 2-2 pitch from Garner. From the outside for ball 3 of the count, going to move it to full at 3-2. Ashley Anderson trying to get on base here for the Golden Suns to keep things going and add to this lead. Anderson steps in, Garner gets the sign. The 3-2 pitch going to be popped up foul into the home bleachers, or visiting bleachers rather, here at Chartwells. The count will stay at 3-2. Chelsea Jordan at third, Darren Harris at first for the Mule Riders, playing a little in as Anderson's been showing bunt. 3-2 pitch from Garner. Going to be a hard hit over the shortstop Eric's head. That's going to be a base hit for Ashley Anderson. The 5th of the day for the Golden Suns. And the Golden Suns have Ashley Anderson on first base here in the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be Anderson's 18th hit of the season. It's going to bring up Sarah Coronado, the shortstop. Freshman batting .314 on the season. She shows bunt. She's going to pull back. They're going to say it was in there for strike 1. Going to make the count 0-1 on Coronado. Coronado's last at-bat, she singled. Trying to do the same thing here. She has Ashley Anderson on first base with no outs and a 1-0 lead. The 0-1 pitch of Coronado. She shows bunt again. She's going to pop it down. Chelsea Jordan is going to come. It's going to bounce off her glove. Ashley Anderson over to second. She's going to be called out at the force as she thought that the ball was going to be caught and was trying to stay at first more. Coronado is going to be safe at first on a fielder's choice. And there's going to be one away here in the top of the 4th inning.
Back to the top of the order for the third baseman, number 11, Alex Ettinger.
It's going to bring up the third baseman, Alex Ettinger, as we go back to the top of the lineup here for the Golden Suns. Sophomore batting .386. Her third at-bat of the day. First at-bat, she was walked. Last one, she struck out. First pitch swinging, she's going to pop it up to the second baseman. One pitch, and there's going to be another out added to the board here as the Golden Suns have 2 outs against them here in the top of the 4th inning. That was Taylor Gwynn at second base for the Mule Riders making the catch. Sarah Coronado remains on first base for the Golden Suns. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
Now pinch hitting
Chloe
for
Clifton's
Arkansas
going to
Tech,
bat for
number
Gabby
21,
Vasquez.
Chloe Clifton.
She'll step in with 2 outs. And Sarah Coronado on first base. A 1-0 lead. Clifton awaits the first pitch from Garner. Going to be outside on the right side of the plate for ball 1 of the count. Clifton, a left-handed batter. Stepped in at big moments in the Central Regional Tournament. Getting some key base hits for the Golden Suns. Let's see if she can do the same thing here. The 1-0 pitch. Outside for ball 2. Going to move it to 2-0 now for Clifton. 2-0 count on Clifton. She's got Sarah Coronado on first base. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. The pitch. Outside for ball 3. Going to be a 3-0 count now for Chloe Clifton. Jalissa Gum awaits in the on-deck circle for the Golden Suns. Clifton steps in. Garner gets the sign, the 3-0 pitch. In there for strike one of the count. It's going to make the count 3-1 now. Wind still pushing out to the right field wall here. Chartwell's been picking it up ever since the game started. And the 3-1 pitch to Clifton. Going to be swung on and missed. Going to make the count 3-2 now. With 2 outs on the board and Sarah Coronado on first base. Golden Suns leading 1-0 here in the top of the 4th inning, trying to add to that lead. Two outs, Coley Clifton is batting .300 on the season, and with runners on, batting .333. The 3-2 pitch. They're going to get her looking. Chloe Clifton thought it was going to be low and outside for a ball, but that's not the case, and that's going to do it here for the Golden Suns in the top of the 4th inning. They're going to strand one, and we're going to move to the bottom of the 4th as Southern Arkansas is due up, trailing 1-0. Your Golden Suns with that 1-0 lead. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. Bottom of the 4th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for Southern Arkansas as they trail 1-0 to your Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. Glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. Beautiful day here for NCAA Central Super Regional softball action. Great crowd on hand as well. Ashton Atwell, the right fielder, is going to lead it off for the Neal Riders, the senior, batting .309 on the season. Quick scoring update from the GAC baseball tournament. Your Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy baseball team tied up at 1 with Henderson State in the top of the 5th inning. Wonder Boys had a great first round of the GAC tournament, defeating Southwestern Oklahoma State 2-0. And the first pitch coming from Gum to Atwell. We're in there for strike one of the count, going to make the count 0-1 on Atwell. Gum gets the sign, the 0-1 pitch to Atwell. Going to be hit to center field. Cambria Hill's going back. The catch is made, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Casada. Junior batting .301 on the season. She'll step in with 1 out, trailing 1-0 here. Last at bat, she flew out to Ashley Anderson in right field. The first pitch from Gum is going to be outside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Casada from Gum. High and outside for ball 2, going to make the count 2-0. Gum gets the sign. The 2-0 pitch to Casada. In there for strike 1 of the count, going to make it 2-1. Arkansas Tech trying to force the, if necessary, game 3 here in the NCAA Super Regional. The 2-1 pitch. Going to be outside for ball 3 of the count. Going to make the count 3-1 now. 1 out on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gum gets the the sign, the 3-1 pitch to Quesada. In there for strike 2, going to move the count to full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for Quesada. The pitch from Gum. Going to be chopped foul onto the net in front of our broadcast booth here at Chartwells. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch coming from Gum. Hit foul once again into the net behind home plate. Quesada will stay at the plate with the 3-2 count. Gum gets the sign, the 3-2 pitch coming again. Going to be popped up to shallow center field. Gabby Vasquez is going to come up, make the catch, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Golden Suns. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Chelsea Jordan, senior, batting .268 on the season. She'll step in with 2 outs, trailing 1-0 here, her last at bat. She lined out to the second baseman. The first pitch from Gum is going to be fouled off over towards the band practice facility here at Chartwells, and the band will take another souvenir ball home. The 0-1 pitch to Jordan. It was going to be just outside on the left side of the plate. Going to move the count to 1-1 now. Summer Erica waits in the on-deck circle for the Mule Riders. 1-1 pitch to Jordan. In there for strike 2. The count's going to move to 1-2. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-2 pitch from Gum. The outside on the left side of plate once again. It's going to make the count 2-2. Jordan steps in, the 2-2 pitch. Going to be fouled off out of play over the Arkansas Tech dugout. And the count will remain at 2-2. With 2 outs this season, Chelsea Jordan's batting .238. Trying for a little 2-out magic for the Mule Riders. The 2-2 pitch going to be swung on and missed. It's going to be Jalissa Gum's second strikeout of the day, and that's going to do it for Southern Arkansas. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, we move to the top of the 5th inning with your Golden Suns leading 1-0. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex in Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional between Arkansas Tech and the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Glad to have you here on River Valley Radio and Arkansas TechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerling on the call today. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech here in the top of the 5th. They have a 1-0 lead. Jalissa Gum, the pitcher, junior, is going to lead it off. She's batting .371 on the season, which is the team high for the Golden Suns. Her last at bat, she grounded out to the second baseman, Taylor Gwynn. And then before that,
Jalissa
popped
Gum.
out to the shortstop, Summer Eric. Trying to add to this 1-0 lead here for the Golden Suns. Gum steps in, waiting the first pitch from Garner. She shows bunt, she gets it down. She's going to use that speed to get to first base. She's going to be safe. And after one pitch, the Golden Suns have Jalissa Gum on first base. It's going to bring up the senior Cambry Hill, playing center field today, batting .300 on the season. Her last at-bat, she singled to left field. Before that was hit by a pitch. After that bunt, Jalissa Gum is going to get her 66th hit of the season. Golden Suns trying to force the, if necessary, Game 3. Keep the Super Regional Series going. Tie the series up at 1-1. Hill steps in. She's got Jalissa Gum on first base with no outs here in the top of the fifth and a 1-0 lead. Garner gets the sign. The first pitch. Going to be a hard hit foul ball over the Arkansas Tech home bleachers here, and going to make the count 0-1 on Cambry Hill. He'll step back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch. Garner gets the sign, the pitch, shows bunt, pulls back. They're going to say it was outside for ball one of the count. Still pulled the bat back in time. Going to make the count 1-1 now. He'll step back in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Kaylee Garner. Pitch. Going to be a hard hit ball over the shortstop Eric's head. That's going to be a base hit for Cambry Hill. Jalissa Gum's going to move to second, and the Golden Suns have 2 on here in the top of the fifth inning. It's going to be Cambry Hill's 47th hit of the season.
Hitting next, the designated player, number 20, Destiny Crumpley.
It's going to bring up the designated player, Destiny Crumpley. Freshman batting .319 on the season. She's going to step in with no outs here in the top of the fifth. A 1-0 lead and 2 on. First pitch to Crumpley is going to be outside for ball 1. Runners on. Crumpley's batting .383 on the season. She'll step in, awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Garner. Going to be in there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1 now. Crumpley will step back in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. No outs, 2 on here for the Golden Suns in the top of the fifth inning. Crumpley shows bunt. It's going to pop foul towards the Arkansas Tech dugout. Darian Harris tried to come over and make the play, not in time. And the count's going to move to 1-2 for Destiny Crumpley. Janie Knowles awaits in the on-deck circle for Arkansas Tech. Crumpley steps back in. Garner gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. That's going to be the first out here in the top of the fifth inning.
Hitting next, the catcher, number 22, Janie Knowles.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Janie Knowles. Sophomore batting .295 on the season. Had a big base hit to score the run in the top of the third inning for the Golden Suns. First pitch to Knowles is going to be hit to right center field. It's going to drop. It's going to be a base hit. Runners are going to be safe. The bases are going to be loaded now for the Golden Suns. With 1 out here in the top of the fifth. It's going to be Janie Knowles' second hit of the day. Also her 48th of the season. Going to bring up Ashley Savage, the left fielder.
The left fielder, number 4, Ashley Savage.
She'll step in with 1 out. First pitch to Savage is going to be outside for ball one. Count now for Savage. Bases loaded for the Golden Suns here in the top of the fifth. Second pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Going to make the count 1-1. Savage steps in. The 1-1 pitch coming. Going to be swung on again. Going to make the count 1-2. One out on the board here, top of the fifth inning, bases loaded. Janie Knowles on first. Cambry Hill on second, Jalissa Gum on third for the Golden Suns. The 1-2 pitch to Savage. Behind for ball two, going to make the count 2-2. Savage will step in, trying to advance the runners. Garner gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch to Savage. Swung on and missed. And there's going to be two away here in the top of the fifth inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Ashley Anderson, sophomore, batting .262 on the season. She'll step in with 2 outs and the bases loaded here for Arkansas Tech in the top of the fifth. First pitch from Garner. In there for strike one. Sarah Coronado awaits in the on-deck circle for Arkansas Tech. Anderson steps in. The 0-1 pitch from Garner. I'm going to say it's in there for strike two. The count quickly 0-2 on Ashley Anderson. Base hit here for the Golden Suns, possibly scores 1 if not 2 runs. Golden Suns have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fifth inning. 2 outs on the board. Garner gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch to Anderson. Going to be hit over Eric's head. But Brooke Goad is going to come up from left field, make the diving catch. And Southern Arkansas is going to get out of the bases loaded jam here in the top of the fifth inning. We move to the bottom of the fifth. Southern Arkansas due up, trailing 1-0. You're leading. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Bottom of the fifth inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for Southern Arkansas here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Golden Suns took a 1-0 lead in the top of the third after an RBI single from Janie Knowles, which brought in Cambry Hill from second base. Golden Suns trying to force the, if necessary, Game 3 here to extend the Super Regional Series as they trail in the series 1-0. Leading it off for Southern Arkansas is going to be the shortstop, Summer Ehrig. Right-handed batter, senior, batting .230 on the season, her last appearance. She flew out to Cambry Hill in center. The first pitch from Gum. Going to be in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch coming from Gump. Say it was low on the left side of the plate. Make the count 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch from Gump. High and outside, going to make the count 2-1 now. No outs on the board. Bottom of the fifth inning. Golden Suns leading 1-0. Eric steps in, the 2-1 pitch from Gump. Low and inside on the right side of the plate. It's going to move the count to 3-1 for Summer Eric. The 3-1 pitch from Gump. The outside for ball 4. Summer Eric's going to move to first base. And with no outs, Southern Arkansas has a runner on first base. It's going to move us back to the top of the lineup for Southern Arkansas. Liz Hudgens, the center fielder, senior, batting .328 on the season. Be her third at-bat of the day in her last appearance. She singled Ashley Savage and left. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner on first base for Summer Eric.
For Southern Arkansas, number 7, Kim Willahan.
Be Kim Willahan, the senior. Going to come into pinch run for Summer Eric on first for Southern Arkansas.
Southern Arkansas, the center fielder, number 14, Liz Hudgens.
Liz Hudgens, like we said, will step in with runners on this season. She's batting .344. She'll step in with no outs. She'll show bunt, pull it back. Say it was outside for ball 1, going to make the count 1-0. Taylor Gwynn awaits in the on-deck circle for Southern Arkansas. And the 1-0 pitch from Gump. Hudgens going to lay down a bunt. It's going to roll foul. It's going to move the count to 1-1 now. One count now for Hudgens. The pitch shows bunt, lays it down. Ettinger's there, fires over to second. Coronado is going to catch it, but they're going to say her foot came off the bag, and Willahan's going to be safe at second. Hudgens is going to reach on a fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Taylor Gwynn.
Hitting next, the second baseman, number 16, Taylor Gwynn.
She'll step in with 2 on, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. The first pitch from Gump. She's going to lay down another bunt. Ettinger's going to field it. Fires over to first at Vasquez. Is going to make the play. Going to get the out, but not before the runners advance to second and third. Southern Arkansas with 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth has 2 in scoring position. Going to bring up the left fielder, Brooke Goad. Sophomore batting .360 on the season. Her last appearance, she walked. Before that, she singled to Ashley Anderson in right field. Time will be called. McSweeney's going to have a visit in the circle. If you're just joining us, your Golden Suns are leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Beautiful day here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex for Game 2, the NCAA Central Super Regional. Patrick Kamerling, glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com for those of you listening on the live video stream. Arkansas Tech trying to force a Game 3 here in this Super Regional after losing 2-1 in 8 innings yesterday to Southern Arkansas in Game 1. Both these teams coming off both Central Region regionals as they were the host teams, but they both won those tournaments in 3 games, which brought them here today. Both already faced once this season in Great American Conference action, splitting here at Arkansas Tech. 2 games apiece. And the meeting in the circle with McSweeney in her infield is going to conclude. We'll get back to the action as Brooke Goad will step back in. Goad will step in with 1 out and the bases loaded. Trailing 1-0. And the first pitch from Gump. It'll be high for ball 1. Gonna make the count 1-0 now for Goad. Gum gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch. Goad thought about it, gonna hold off. The ball's gonna be outside for ball 2. Gonna make the count 2-0. Runners on, Brooke Goad is batting .352 on the season. 2-0 pitch from Gum. It's gonna be popped up over the press box here at Chartwells. It's gonna make the count 2-1. 2-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the 5th, bases loaded. Pitch coming from Gum. In there for strike 2 of the count. It's gonna make the count 2-2 now against Brooke Goad. Yeah, huge strikeout here for Gum. The 2-2 pitch coming. Gonna be high for ball 3. Gonna move the count to full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. 1 out pitch from Gum. Gonna be popped up. Edinger's going over into foul territory. She's gonna make the catch, and there's 2 away now in the bottom of the 5th inning. A huge out there for the Golden Suns. It's gonna bring up the first baseman, Darian Harris. Senior batting .401 on the season, a team high for the Mule Riders. And the first pitch. The 1-0 pitch to Harris. Outside for ball 2. Count 2-0. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Kim Wellahan on third. Liz Hudgens on second for the Mule Riders with 2 outs. The pitch. Going to be a hard hit ball to right center field. Ashley Anderson's going back. It's going to fall. A run's going to score. 2 runs are actually going to score there. And Southern Arkansas is going to take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Darian Harris is going to get credit there with the base hit. Cambry Hill and Ashley Anderson just came over, lost the ball in the sun, it looked like, and the ball just fell in between them. It's going to be Darian Harris's 17th double on the season, also her 72nd hit. It's going to bring up Maddie Dow, the designated player. Junior batting .329 on the season. First pitch from Gum. Going to be fouled off into the net right in front of our broadcast booth. Darren Harris on second base. The 0-1 pitch from Gum. Say it was high on the left side of the plate for ball 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1. There's 2 outs on the board. Southern Arkansas just took a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 1-1 pitch to Maddie Dow. Stay low and outside on the left side of the plate. Moves the count to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Gump. Be a hard hit ball to center field. Cambria Hill's going back, and that ball's going to be out of here for a 2-run home run by Maddie Dow. Maddie Dow is going to get her 18th home run of the season. Also her 57th RBI. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Southern Arkansas scored 4 runs and has taken a 4-1 lead. It's going to bring up Ashton Atwell, the right fielder. Senior batting .309. Her last 2 appearances, she's flown out to Cambria Hill in center field both times. Golden Suns trying to get the 3rd out and move to the top of the 6th and get some of these runs back. First pitch from Gump. Gonna be outside for ball 1 of the count. The 1-0 pitch from Gump. Swung on and missed. Gonna make the count 1-1. One pitch gonna be chopped to Gabby Vasquez at second, over to Goodnight at first, and that's gonna do it for Southern Arkansas here in the bottom of the 5th, but not before they score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to take a 4-1 lead. The Golden Suns are due up here in the top of the 6th, trying to get some of these runs back. You're listening to Golden Suns softball. Top of the 6th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech here. We're going to have a pitching change in the circle for Southern Arkansas. Kimmy Beasley is going to come in here to take over for Kaylee Garner. Kimmy Beasley yesterday got her 24th win or 25th win of the season. Sarah Coronado will lead things off here for the Golden Suns. The first pitch from Beasley. Going to be in there for strike 1. And make the count 0-1 now against Coronado. No outs. Arkansas Tech trailing 4-1 after a big bottom of the 5th inning for the Mule Riders. Second pitch from Kimmy Beasley is going to be outside on the left side of the plate for ball 1. And make the count 1-1 now. Beasley gets the sign. The 1-1 pitch to Coronado. Going to be chopped to the second baseman, over to Harris, the first baseman. And there's one away here in the top of the 6th inning. 4-3 put out. And that's going to bring up Alex Ettinger as we move to the top of the 1st inning, or to the top of the lineup rather, excuse me. Alex playing 3rd base today. Sophomore batting .386 on the season. This is going to be her 4th at-bat of the day. First pitch coming from Beasley. She's going to chop it So Chelsea Jordan at third, over to Harris at first. And there's going to be 2 away now after the 5-3 putout here in the top of the 6th inning. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Gabby Vasquez. Going to be the senior
Now pinch hitting for Arkansas Tech. Number 14.
Samantha Herwig.
Samantha Herwig.
She'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on, trailing 4-1 here in the top of the 6th. First pitch from Beasley, going to be high and inside on the left side of the plate. Make the count 1-0. Herwig, the left-handed batter, awaits a 1-0 pitch. Going to be in there for strike 1 of the count, going to make it 1-1. Two outs on the board, top of the 6th inning. Samantha Herwig trying to make something happen here for the Golden Suns. 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2. And that's going to make the count 1-2 now for Samantha Herwig. Jalissa Gum awaits in the on-deck circle for the Golden Suns. Kimmy Beasley gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. Going to be a chopped foul towards the parking lot here at Chartwells. Now it'll be 1-2. 2 outs, 1-2 count here for Samantha Herwig. Nobody on. The Golden Suns trailing 4-1 here in the top of the 6th. The pitch from Beasley. Going to be fouled off over the press box. Count will stay at 1-2. One-two pitch. Herwig steps in with 2 outs. Beasley gets the sign. And the pitch. Going to be hit right back at Beasley. Going to be over to Darian Harris at first. And that's going to do it for Arkansas Tech here in the top of the 6th. The 1-3 put out. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Southern Arkansas leading 4-1. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Bottom of the 6th inning here. Chartwells Women's Sports Complex, Game 2 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Southern Arkansas here. Tyler Casada, the catcher, will lead it off. First pitch to Casada is in there for strike 1. We had a pitching change during the break. Morgan Vaughn has stepped in to take over for Jalissa Gum here in the bottom of the 6th. Second pitch from Vaughn Gonna be outside on the left side of the plate for ball one. Makes the count 1-1. Vaughn has a 2.13 ERA. Third pitch swung on and missed. It's gonna make the count 1-2 now. No outs on the board here, bottom of the sixth inning. Golden Suns trailing 4-1. Pitch swung on and missed, the 1-2 pitch. And the first batter, Morgan Vaughn, faces. She strikes out, and there's one away here in the bottom of the sixth inning. That's going to bring up Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman senior. First pitch from Vaughn. The outside for ball one. Jordan, right-handed batter, batting .268 on the season. Her last appearance struck out. Before that, lined out to Gabby Vasquez at second. 1-0 pitch going to be chopped to Gabby at second. But the throw is going to be forced Destiny Crumpley, who's now playing first base, off, and Chelsea Jordan is going to reach on the bad throw. It's going to be the second error on the board now for Arkansas Tech of the day. And Chelsea Jordan is going to be pinch ran.
Now pinch hitting at first base, Sydney Johnson.
Sydney Johnson is going to come in and pinch run for Chelsea Jordan. It's going to bring up Summer Eric, the shortstop, senior, batting .230 on the season. Last at bat she walked, and she'll step in with one out. Runner on first base. First pitch from Vaughn is going to be outside for ball one. Janie Knowles looks down to first to make sure the runner stays put. And Eric will step in, awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Pitch from Vaughn. In there for strike one of the count. It's going to make the count 1-1, one out. Arkansas Tech trying to get out of this inning and get back in and get some of these runs. The 1-1 pitch from Vaughn going to be low and outside on the left side of the plate. Going to make the count 2-1. Eric, a right-handed batter, steps in. Waiting the 2-1 pitch from Vaughn. The pitch. Going to be chopped to Gabby at second. Going to be over to Coronado at second. Going to retire the pinch runner at second as Coronado throws it over to first. Not in time.
Back from the top of the order for Southern Arkansas.
Summer Eric will reach on a fielder's choice. There's two away now here in the bottom of the sixth inning. We move back to the top of the lineup for Southern Arkansas. Liz Hudgens, the center fielder, senior, batting .328 on the season. Reached on a fielder's choice, her last at bat. First pitch from Vaughn is in there for a strike. It's the count 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the sixth. The 0-1 pitch from Vaughn. The outside for ball one, going to make the count 1-1 now for Hudgens. Hudgens, a left-handed batter. Awaits the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Going to make the count 1-2 with 2 outs. Morgan Vaughn trying to get her second strikeout of the day. Second of the sixth inning here. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. The Golden Suns are going to get out of the bottom of the sixth inning. Mule Riders are going to strand one. And we move to the top of the seventh inning. Do or die here for the Golden Suns. They trail 4-1. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the 7th inning here at Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex in the NCAA Central Super Regional Game 2. Jalissa Gum is set to lead it off. 3-4-5 hitters due up here for Arkansas Tech as they trail 4-1 after a 4-run bottom of the 5th inning by Southern Arkansas. It's do or die here for the Golden Suns, trying to force the, if necessary, Game 3. Jalissa Gum steps in. The first pitch from Kimmy Beasley. It's going to be a hard hit ball to left center field. Center fielder's going over, and one pitch, and there's one out as she gets under it and makes the catch. That was Liz Hudgens on the catch for Southern Arkansas. So there's one away here in the top of the 7th inning. It's going to bring up Cambry Hill, the senior batting .300 on the season, playing center field. Step in, awaiting her first pitch from Beasley. First pitch from Beasley is going to be high and outside. Going to make the count 1-0. Destiny Crumpley is now playing first base, awaits in the on-deck circle for Arkansas Tech. The 1-0 pitch from Beasley. Hill's going to get a hold of it, but it's going to go foul over towards the band facility here at Chartwell's. It's going to move the count to 1-1. Beasley gets the sign, the 1-1 pitch to Hill. Going to be low for ball 2. Going to move it to 2-1 now with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Hill steps back in. Beasley gets the sign. And the 2-1 pitch. Hill thought about it, pulled back. Going to move the count to 3-1 as the ball was low and outside on the left side of the plate. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out on the board for Cambry Hill. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch. Hard hit ball to left center field. Liz Hudgens is going to get under it. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Well hit ball by Cambry, but the wind just made it die down as the wind's just pushing in from center field. Last chance here for the Golden Suns. Destiny Crumpley, the first baseman freshman, going to step in, batting .319 on the season. With 2 outs, she's batting .309 on the season. First pitch coming from Beasley. Going to be outside for ball 1, 1-0 count. Pitch coming from Beasley. Be a hard hit ball. It's going to be a base hit for Destiny Crumpley into center field. And with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, a little life shown by the Golden Suns. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Janie Knowles. We're going to have a pinch runner for Destiny Crumpley at first base. It's going to be Sydney Henson, the freshman from Greenwood. Golden Suns trying to put speed on the bases here. Janie Knowles is 2 for 3 today. 2 singles. Responsible for the RBI that brought in the only run today for Arkansas Tech. She'll step in with Sydney Henson on first base. 2 outs. First pitch from Beasley. Going to be in there for strike 1. Going to make the count 0-1 for Janie. Knowles steps in. The 0-1 pitch from Beasley. Going to say it was inside for ball 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1 now. 2 outs on the board. Sydney Henson on first base. Pinch ran for Destiny Crumpley. Golden Suns trailing 4-1. 1-1 pitch from Beasley. Going to be chopped over to the first baseman, Darian Harris, and that's going to do it. final score here at Chartwells in Game 2 of the NCAA Super Regional is going to be Southern Arkansas 4, Arkansas Tech 1. Final stat line for Arkansas Tech, 1 run off 8 hits, 2 errors. Final stat line for Southern Arkansas is 4 runs off 4 hits and no errors. Arkansas Tech with a great season. It's going to finish 49-11. Southern Arkansas is going to move on to the NCAA College World Series in Denver, Colorado next week. Their record improves to 51-9. Jalissa Gum's going to get her 4th loss of the season. Her final season record is going to be 22-4. Kaylee Garner's going to get the win and advance to 24-3 on the season. It's been a lot of fun this year. A great season by the Golden Suns nonetheless, not the way they wanted to see it end, but for the first time in program history, winning a Central Regional and also advancing to the NCAA Super Regionals as being a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. The future is bright for the Golden Suns. Thank you for joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerling, and you've been listening to Golden Sun Softball.